Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of The Shadow of the Silver Mane, which, for people who are unaware, since this is the first time it's premiering on Sir Thompshire's channel, this is the second season, the continuation of the Ephemeral Orb. Now, for those who missed the first episode, it is available on Skoll Shorties' channel, and for those who missed the first season in general of the Ephemeral Orb, we do plan to do a recap video at one point, though it for complicated story reasons it may take a while, hopefully soon, I guess. Other than that, we will plan to follow pretty much the same sort of release schedule as we did for the Ephemeral Orb. Now, for instance, this episode is on Sir Thompshire's channel, the next episode shall be on my channel, Teeironor, all our links are in the description below, and the episode after that shall be on Skoll Shorties' channel, then back on Sir Thompshire, etc, etc. Now, before we go into the gameplay itself, I would very much like to ask these lovely people to introduce themselves briefly and their characters. I rolled some dice in the background, and the dice have decided that good old Zelris should go first. Could you please go ahead?
I'm Zelris, and I play Lyri Embasaro, a awesome elf who does crazy stuff and is causing a lot of chaos in Stormwind right now.
Yes, she is, to say the least. Thank you, Lyri. Zelris, sorry. The next, according to the dice I rolled, would be Skoll Shorties. Could you please go ahead?
Yep. I'm Skoll Shorties, and I'm playing our lovable Captain Buhd, who now has a pirate hat. He got taken to the monster club, I guess, and I don't know what's gonna happen with him, but it sounds rough for a good old buddy Buhd.
Yes, I'm genuinely worried, but yes, thank you, Skoll. Next, according to the dice, would be DoomGoblin.
Hello. I'm DoomGoblin and I'm playing Captain Bladebeard, a pirate captain whose goal is to one day become the greatest pirate captain on Azeroth. And yeah, he also does some crazy stuff from time to time.
You might have been maybe except Buhd, you might have been the tamest in the last episode.
Yeah, sure, he was a bit tired. But today is a new day.
Yeah. I guess something to keep in mind is that you guys did just finish off a big battle, then all this stuff happened. But yeah, thank you, DoomGoblin. And next will be the very owner of the channel you guys are watching on, Sir Thompshire. Could you please go ahead?
Hello. I'll be playing Benjamin Aaran as always, a traveling sellsword that now has a criminal record for public urination. That's great, and yeah, awesome. Let's see what happens.
yeah. And pretty much, speaking of which, once I go to there it is. Fresh off their victory in Buhd Bay, our heroes arrived in Stormwind City's wizard sanctum, eager to be rewarded and gain a chance to rest. Things soon turned sour, however, as their guide, Merovi Ilarion, quote, King Varian's first cousin once removed in-law, led them to the Slaughtered Lamb pub for lodging, an establishment notorious as the gathering place of Stormwind's warlocks. After causing a brief stir and leaving the tavern, Lyri Embasaro tripped up and wounded the arrogant noble, causing him to lose consciousness. The party then split in two. Benjamin, Aaran, and Captain Buhd hid, while Captain Bladebeard went to fetch the head of Stormwind's mages, High Sorcerer Andromath, and Lyri stood watch. The young Blood Elf soon saw an opportunity to pin the entire incident on the Slaughtered Lamb warlocks, who, in the ensuing confusion, quickly came to assume that one of their own was responsible. As Andromath came to confront the warlocks and summoned guards for aid, Bladebeard and Lyri departed and found an inn in Stormwind's trade district. Benjamin and Buhd were less fortunate, however, They were soon discovered by guards who arrested them both, Buhd for being an ogre and Benjamin for trying to cover up for Buhd in an indecent manner. The young human wound up spending the night in the stockades, however Buhd was taken and sold off to some thugs in an underground compound. These villains ordered him to fight in their name in the Brawlers Guild, alongside several other Diremol ogres recently captured by one Tarsus Roswell. So, last time, the very last thing we ended off was you guys had like, with the remnants of like Hakala's magic, you witnessed a vision of like your counterparts, specifically Benjamin and Lyri did. By the request of DoomGoblin, although I plan to do this anyway, let's have a brief interlude of Captain Bladebeard having a vision of good old Krara the Butcher. How's that sound for everyone?
Awesome. Yeah.
So, Krara, or Captain Bladebeard, I should say, as you sleep and you are obviously incredibly fucking tired. Your dream, a very similar dream to the one you had before the big battle of Buhd Bay, where you find yourself living through someone else's experiences or body, etc. And as like you sort of see from an out-of-body perspective, you realize that you are, once I actually find her, there she is, lovely as always, good old Krara the Butcher. Now, unlike the previous vision, your link is much weaker. You don't get like the same level of detail as before. Krara, what you sort of, what Captain Bladebeard sees that Krara remembers is, you walked through the portal that Garfoon opened, as, well, he was your leader, obviously, but when you emerged, you found yourself in this weird place, and you were immediately beset by mages. Despite the fact that you struggled, the sheer surprise factor managed to overcome you. If they hadn't had that, you almost certainly wouldn't have fallen. And now you unfortunately find yourself in a prison cell. DoomGoblin, what's Krara doing? She does not have her trademark axes at this point.
Is she with someone or alone in a cell?
As you begin to look like around at your surroundings and take them in, you find that someone is also sleeping in your cell, namely this gentleman. Well, he seems to be sleeping, but also looks like unconscious.
She'll pick him up and shake him.
He seems unresponsive for the moment, and as Krara looks at him, she notices like burns from like arcane magic over his face, and he's also missing his helmet, unlike in this render.
Oi, cartoon! What happened? Wake up!
He groans and like slowly opens an eye, and he sees you and says, Krara, what happened? Where are we?
You tell me. You teleported us here. You brought us here.
What? And he looks around, and as he sees his unfamiliar surroundings, he like tries to shake free of you. Do you allow it?
Sure, yeah.
He shakes free of you and looks around and says, where are we? What is this place?
You opened the portal, and instead of being a portal to our home, to Draenor, we ended up here. I don't know.
What? No, I was fighting that damned mage, and there was this dwarf who stole the orb. By the ancestors. Where's everyone else? Where's Grok? Where's Kyrilla? Where's Aranessa?
I think you said that you're going to take care of Aranessa, and Grok is in the Hellfire Peninsula. He's back home.
Then maybe there's still hope yet. Maybe...
Aranessa betrayed us, if you remember.
She did? Ugh, wouldn't surprise me, that damn blood elf. If Grok is still out there, where we seem to be in a magical prison, if Grok is still out there, perhaps the mutual link that exists between us, and with your help as well, maybe I can reach him over time, sliver around these paltry words. But I'll need time. What happened? How did we get here?
Like I said, you opened up a portal.
I assure you I didn't.
Yes, you did. You said that you were going to send us home. That we won. We got the orb and we could go home.
He puts a hand over his head and seems to be thinking, and then shakes his head and says, "No, there's no traces of being mind controlled of shadow magic. I did not send us here."
Are you calling me crazy?
No, I'm saying that you probably were deceived.
Clara will get very angry and probably try to punch a wall.
A physical wall or the arcane wall?
Let's try the arcane wall.
As she punches the wall, she immediately gets thrown backwards. The energy of the punch ricocheted back against her.
Alright.
Try not to do that. Brute force won't help us here. We'll need time, but I'm sure we'll be able to find a vulnerability at one point. No ward is infallible.
Yeah, and no wall is... I can break any wall, that's what I wanna say. I can break this purple one as well. And she's gonna punch it again.
And she'll get thrown back again.
Alright.
And Garfoom will sigh and say, "Try to have patience. I think I will need your strength, but not now. We need to find ways to weaken the wall." And he rises up and begins to place his hand over the wall, quote unquote feeling it out, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
And he will do that for a while. I think, is there anything else, DoomGoblin, or would you say the connection would finally be severed?
Let's say that Clara gets annoyed while waiting for a cartoon to do anything, and she'll punch a wall again, and the shock will wake Bladebeard up.
I think that makes sense.
So he'll wake up from a nightmare.
Oh, you know how I forget the name, but there's that thing that sort of that happens in your sleep, where you're dreaming that you're falling and you suddenly wake up as if you just landed in your bed. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, maybe it could be that.
Like that, yeah, he's covered in sweat.
Yeah. As you would look outside, ignore the image. It's still night out, Captain Bladebeard.
Is there a mirror in the room?
Let's roll a d20.
Should I roll or?
I just rolled. No,
All right.
There is no mirror.
Then he'll start feeling himself. Is his beard still there? the thing between his legs and stuff.
And
Oh,
your knives are
alright.
still in your beard. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm still myself. Great.
How do you sleep with knives in your beard? Oh, never mind.
I don't know. Maybe he takes them out while he sleeps. Actually not. No, he sleeps with knives in his beard. He sleeps on his back.
Sure. Would you be going back to sleep at this point? It's still like night out.
Sure, yeah. He goes back to sleep.
Okay. I think, funnily enough, the next person to wake up would be Benjamin Aaran. Not because of his choice, but because he will be woken up. If you remember Skoll, the people who captured Buhd said you have dinner at 8 a.m., so this is before 8 a.m., if that makes sense. And as I put the Stormwind Stockades thing on the screen, Benjamin, how would you be sleeping at this point?
What does my cell look like?
It is surprisingly large. The stockades are meant to fit like lots of prisoners, like if, say, a gang were suddenly captured or like a city riot had just taken place. So your cell is very large. There's obviously the bars that are holding you in, and the metal door. Your cell has like some straws in place of bedding and a bucket for your other needs.
Am I alone in this cell?
For the moment, at this point, yes, you are.
Then I guess I'd be trying to making myself comfortable in the straws. The sad excuse for a bed.
And you'd be hearing a banging on the irons of your cell.
I kind of just roll to the other side.
As in to face it or to...
No, to face against it.
Oi, piss boy, you got a visitor. Wake up.
I kind of just groggily hold my head and just slowly get up and just... A visitor?
Yeah, a visitor. I guess even people like you have someone that cares about them.
Still holding my head, I get closer to the bars.
The guard takes a few steps back and motions for someone to come in. Would you be looking to see who comes in? As in looking down the hallway?
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, you will see once I put them on screen. This lady, who is accompanied by, once I also put them on screen, don't tell me, oh, that's where I put it. Okay, by this gnome. And as they approach, the lady sort of walks very timidly. You noticed she seems to be unused to the rough environment of the stockades, which is very dirty and kind of smelly. But as she approaches the cell and she sees you looking at her and noticing her, she turns to the gnome and says something. The gnome has a concerned expression as she looks at her, but nods. And the gnome will stop walking as the lady will approach you on her own.
Can I help you?
Hello. You're Benjamin Aaran, correct?
Yes.
My name is Elswith Felerian. I'm told you knew my brother.
Wait, am I missing something?
Elarian is the last name of the guy who you guys mutilated last session.
I had no part in that. I just want to mention it.
Do you say that out loud? Or?
No, no. He did mention his full name last session, right?
Yep.
I guess I've met him vaguely.
Well, I'm sure this must be. She stutters over her words. This isn't just me, the DM, stuttering. She also stutters over her words and seems to be holding her breath. And then she lets out. She exhales and seems to compose herself, and says, "My brother is dead."
I kind of just look down for a second and say, well, I'm sorry for your loss.
She nods, gives you a very slight smile, and says, "Can you please tell me what happened? The Stormwind Guard are still investigating, but I heard that you and several companions of yours might be involved. Well, could please?"
I honestly left the whole group after this confusion about him wanting us to get a room in a place that was not a tavern or whatever, and
She nods and says, "Right, the warlocks, they already admitted that they were the ones responsible for their death. Although none of them, and this is the part that has the guard all unsure how to act, none of them are sure which one of them is to blame. Now, you and your companions are sort of a bit of a loose end. I know that High Sorcerer Andromath testified that that Merovi was with your group, but, well, what happened? How were the warlocks responsible for this? How did they kill him?"
Well, I'm afraid I wasn't there since, well, I kind of spent most of my night here.
She looks at you and says, "Well, I heard about an incident and an ogre. Well, would you be willing to help me? I've taken the liberty of looking a little bit into your character once I found out that you were involved with what happened with my brother. Having a veteran of Northrend on my side would certainly put my heart at ease. I can only imagine that there might be more people out there, more foul warlocks out there for my blood."
Before that, you did mention an ogre, right? He was traveling with our group, and he was caught last night as well. And the guards kept mentioning this. What was her name? This Lady Whitley, I think. Do you have any idea who that might be?
Lady Whitley? Well, of course, she is one of the members of the House of Nobles, of course.
Mm-hmm. What's that got to do with ogres?
I'm not sure, but, well, do you think it could be related to my brother's murder?
I don't think so. Otherwise, that would mean the guards would be involved as well, which...
The guards involved? How?
Well, that's my point. I don't think they are involved.
Well, I know of Lady Whitley. I've, sometimes talked to her at court, but we aren't exactly close friends.
Well, are there any kind of shady rumors around?
Oh, rumors are abound about every member of Stormwind's nobility. I mean, they wouldn't be nobility otherwise.
Well, at this point, I'm willing to take anything. Leaving an ogre alone in Stormwind is not a good idea.
Tell you what, my family isn't what it used to be, but if you, once these good gentlemen release you, I'm sure you must be here for some misunderstanding, but after that, if you come and help me find out more about what happened to my brother, I think I can secure an, what's the word? An audience with Lady Whitley. I mean, my house isn't what it used to be. I'm still a member of Stormwind's nobility. She wouldn't dare ignore me.
Well, I guess I'll take my remaining time here to think about that. So, where can I find you?
She laughs and says, well, where do you think you could find a noble? Well, I'm sorry. You can find me at the Stormwind Court, but I think I can also talk to the guards to let you go a little bit early. I mean, I think if I get your assurances that you'll be aiding the guards and myself in dealing with this foul warlock threat, I think we'll be off on a splendid start.
Well, I surely can try to help, but again, I'm not particularly sure how.
Oh, I've heard of your exploits. I mean, can you imagine at 4 in the morning, Archmage Khadgar himself shows up in the court of Stormwind, asks for an audience from King Varian, and boasts about a group of heroes of Stranglethorn? Whether you wish it or not, you've made quite an impression.
Well, I guess these last few weeks haven't sunk in yet.
So would you be willing to help me and put these foul warlocks behind bars once and for all?
Well, again, I'll do what I can.
She smiles and looks reassured, and says, I'll be right back. And she turns and walks towards the guardsman who just knocked at your door. And as they walk away, you see them having a conversation. You're a bit far away to hear. What do you do?
I guess I kind of just wait.
After a couple of minutes, you see that Lady Illyrian seems to be quite insistent. The guard seems to be like objecting for one reason or another, but finally relents, and he comes to you and starts unlocking your cell. All the while he's like shooting you stink eyes.
I can just avert my gaze.
Yeah. Lucky people getting all the fucking pretty women. Yeah. Here, you're free, prisoner.
I can just take a big step outside my cell and kind of dust off my new coat that now is probably very dirty from the prison.
Dusty, yeah. Well, she says, oh, right. This is Twix. She, well, she like lowers her voice to a whisper and says she was assigned to me by SI7 following what happened last night.
Oh, a pleasure, I guess.
Twix nods at you without saying anything. And as the guard like turns his back to you, like expecting you to follow him upstairs, Twix the gnome opens her mouth and you see she has no tongue.
I kind of look surprised for a moment.
Well, as you can see, I'm fortunately been blessed. SI7 granted me someone they have put great faith in. She says in a whisper.
I see. Well, then I guess I just need to get my stuff and we're out of here.
Of course, of course. And the three of you exit the stockades. Meanwhile, Buhd, you are in a very precarious situation. How would you be sleeping at this point?
I mean, I think Bud's kind of used to sleeping in precarious or awful places at this point. But, he'd probably be sleeping on his side.
Yeah, same thing would happen like with Benjamin. You will hear someone like knocking on the bars of your cell. I apologize for not like having a map ready. I'll try to have one for our next session. So you hear banging on your cell.
5 more minutes.
Wakey, wakey, prisoner. Gladiators don't sleep, don't oversleep.
What is a pirate, not gladiator?
As do you like turn to look at who's talking to you, or?
Yeah, he does.
Mhm.
He's waking up. He's wincing his eyes open.
You see this lady. You recognize the same voice as the one who just who apprehended you last night, and she is she has alongside her several of these gentlemen and gentlewomen. I said, wake up, or would you rather go hungry?
Okay, but waking up. No need to being dizzy or whatever they say.
She begins unlocking your cell, and one of the guards walks in with a bowl of broth.
But we'll take the broth.
Do you begin eating, or?
Yeah, but he begins eating. He's used to kind of at least, this sort of treatment to a degree.
As you also like rise up, you feel the pain in your back grow stronger than before, and you will notice that you now have a quote-unquote charge on your decaying wounds. Your wounds will continue getting worse unless they are treated. FYI.
Oh. But back hurt real bad. Oh.
We don't need whiners in the Brawlers Guild. So tell me, Ogre, you said your name was Buhd. Who the fuck gave you that name?
Goblins give Bud that name.
Well, it's a stupid name. We'll need a better one if you're to strike fear in the guild. Don't you have like some fancy ogre name like Groknarok the Eviscerator or whatever?
Oh, Bud doesn't remember Bud's first name. Bud only knows, Bud's name.
Well, tell you what, from now on you... I don't know, I'll think of something. You handle the fighting, I'll handle the publicity. So, what the fuck were you doing in Stormwind? Caught by a guard, no less.
Buhd brought here for celebration. We defeated the warlock in Buhd Bay, and Khadgar bring us here to celebrate and party. Group got kind of broken up a little bit, and then Benjamin had to go tinkle, and it go not so good. Buhd get arrested by nightmen.
As you, from the moment you mention like Khadgar, you see that she has like a WTF expression. Not in like a wait for real, but in like a I'm talking to a lunatic expression. And she says, forget I asked. So, how do you get along? You mentioned Diremol. How do you get along with your fellow Diremolians?
Buhd doesn't remember spending much time with them, but Buhd thinks Buhd comes from there.
Well, finish your meal, and then you'll be coming out to the courtyard to train. Am I understood? If I do not see you there in 20 minutes, we know where you are.
Where courtyard?
It's just outside, you dolt. As you like look outside the door, you see that you're in a sort of like a square hallway. Well, the cell leads to a big square hallway that's like the size of like half a football field or something. It's all indoors, but outside your cell you see like weapons strewn about, training dummies, all of that. The cells are sort of surrounding this courtyard. Make sense?
Okay.
Okay. She rolls her eyes at your obvious, quote-unquote obvious stupidity, and says, 10 minutes, Ogre. Hurry up. And she and the guards will exit the room. The cell, rather.
But remember, cafeteria better in Gadgetsan.
You say, mumbling to yourself sadly.
Yeah.
Only bad thing was sand and soup. Not good.
Nobody responds to poor Buhd. Would you say you would eat your meal and 10 minutes-ish would pass, then you would exit out, I suppose?
Yeah, but would do that.
Mm-hmm. As you exit out, you will look around and see that you're the first one to actually exit. All the other cell doors are open, and very, very slowly other ogres will start filtering out from their respective cells. They all look like much less energetic than you do.
They must have not got a lot of sleep.
None of them really pay attention to you. But can I get a careful check from you? It'll be difficulty 4.
Yep.
Oh, very nice. You will notice that all of their horns are broken.
They all look kinda like Buhd. Buhd is handsome.
Give me a second. Okay. What do you do now as ogres are slowly filtering out? Do you go to the weapons? Do you go to find an individual ogre, like maybe the one in the cell next to you, or what would you be doing?
I'd say Buhd would try to socialize with his ogre friends.
Okay. The one in the cell next to you is, once I put them on screen, is this gentleman. By the way, above board to both the players and the viewers, Skoll designed all of these ogre NPCs, although I added a slight change to them.
Yep.
So this guy like walks out of his cell, his head held down, and you walk up to him. What happens?
Oh, hello. I am Buhd, Captain Buhd.
He looks up at you and says, "That stupid name. You look stupid."
Well, that's not nice.
"You look like other stupid ogre I bash face in."
Well, you look like, you smell.
I already have mate, but thank you.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
You funny ogre.
You are funny as well.
You come train?
Oh, that's what Buhd was told to do, so yeah.
Train. And he will attempt to punch you in the face.
Alright, I guess, Buhd will punch him back.
Would you like to turn this into like an actual quote-unquote combat, or would you like to keep this like narrative only?
It could probably be like a brief combat, I think.
Okay, then I will roll this guy's forceful, and how do you defend from the first punch?
I guess Buhd will try to catch the punch.
Give me a quick then. You are caught off guard and you take 1 point of damage, and you punch him back, you say?
Yep.
Give me your forceful, please. And he tries to take it, but you knock him flat on his ass, and he says, "You strong, too strong. Me no like you." His tone like shifting with every word.
Oh, Buhd thought we like strength.
Me no like ogre stronger than me. And he like dramatically turns his head away from you.
Oh, okay. Bye-bye.
He walks further into the courtyard, picks up a weapon and begins smashing a training dummy. You will notice that he holds the weapon backwards. What now, Buhd? Do you try to interact with other ogres, or?
Yeah, Bud's not gonna be put off by one stupid ogre. He'll keep trying to interact with more.
Okay. Would you be going like to the ogres coming out of the nearby cells, or to the ones like further out, let's say?
Probably by the nearby. I don't really see him dodging other ogres. He's probably like going from one ogre to the next, probably.
Then like out of the cell that this guy just came in, like well, not from his cell but from the one next to his, you will see this ogre coming out, also head held down.
Hello.
Hello.
I am Captain Buhd.
I no remember who I am.
Oh. Well, Bud's familiar with that.
Other ogres say hit head hard. Me not remember. He seems like to be swaying with like every step he takes.
Well, Buhd doesn't remember Bud's past either.
Bud's stupid name.
Bud be getting that a lot today.
Why you talk to me?
Well,
You want something from me?
Bud just talking to new ogre friends, cause Bud just get here.
Wait, you just get here? We're here.
Windstorm or Stormwind, yes. It human place.
He like looks down dejected and says, "No know what that is." Who are
Bud
you?
doesn't know either. Bud is Captain Bud.
I am. Me no remember name.
Well, you've got a lot of spikes and fancy armor. Handspike.
Ooh. Yes. He like nods and he seems to be like thinking very hard about something. And then he says, "Who are you again?"
I told you twice actually, Captain Bud.
Right. You look familiar. No. Where are we? Oh, me gotta train, or otherwise you me punish. Yes. And he like walks away, ignoring you towards a nearby hall of weapons. And
Well, that was interesting.
And as he picks up a weapon, you see how he wields the weapon with like ridiculous ease and smashes the training dummy in like one blow with like a polearm. And he looks concerned and says, "Now train with what? No, what train with?"
Why not train with other weapons?
Yes. You can be training dummy.
But already was that to other sad ogre.
Yes. Me find Sand Ogre, good training dummy. And he, still with polearm in hand, runs up to an ogre that's like groggily exiting the cells and starts beating the crap out of him.
Hope he trained good. That guy don't even see it coming.
Would you be continuing like trying to interact with the ogres, or would you like quote unquote start training yourself?
I think he'd still keep trying to socialize. I don't think he really grasps the situation quite yet that he's supposed to be training.
Well, a lot of the other nearby ogres, that the ones like come out of the cells near you with the same like dejected expressions, they don't really seem to be in like a talkative mood. Some of them like look up at you and like stare confused at you, and then like walk away without looking at you. Others just like reply in very simple ways, like with yes or no or whatever. You don't even learn their names. You can definitely sense that the vast majority of these ogres, their like spirits are completely down.
Everybody very sad in this place. Bud should try to throw them a party, but Bud doesn't know how to make cakes, and Bud is the only one with nice hat.
And nobody like reacts to your comment. You will hear from like one end of the quote unquote courtyard, the woman who woke you up and say, "Hey, Groknarok the Exterminator, why aren't you training?"
Bud kind of looks around to see who that is because he is not familiar with that name.
"I'm talking to you, newbie. You with the dumb pirate hat."
Oh, but Bud's new fancy pirate hat. You talking to Bud?
"Yeah, I'm talking not to Bud, I'm talking to Hiccupick the pirate warlord. We still need to workshop that. Why aren't you training?"
Oh, Bud's saying hi to new ogres.
Why do I even... Do you have any worth whatsoever? Why do we even keep you alive? Answer me this question.
'Cause Bud is great and very smart.
Not Bud. You Groknis the Annihilator. We'll keep working on that. No more Bud. Quit it with the Bud. That's a dumb name, won't sell anything.
Okay. How about the captain?
That's good. If we can work with that. The captain. Okay. Well, Captain, that cannon you brought in, quite unusual gear for an ogre. Where'd you get it?
Bud thinks. Captain thinks he take it from somewhere or purchase it. But Captain doesn't really remember. But Captain is really good with it.
Don't tell me you're suffering from the same thing that Cricky the Spiky over there is suffering from. Pointing at the other ogre who seemed to be like very amnesiac, if you remember.
Yeah, I don't remember my past that well. I wasn't sure if he had it too, but it must be a really bad illness.
She like takes a look at you like sizing you up and down and says, "Well, you've got some potential. Come with me, ogre." She motions for you to follow her.
Okay, bye new ogre friends. I'll help you with party.
None of them respond. And as you walk, she will be joined by two of the guards. You are taken through several corridors, not the ones that like brought you in, but some that lead sort of further in. Again, feel free to stop me at any point. And as you like walk into a room, you will see, once I put them on screen, this gentleman in one of the rooms. Unlike the other ogres, he is not like depressed or anything. Funnily enough, you see that he is filing his nails.
Oh, two-headed ogre. Very fancy too.
The two heads look at you, appraising you, and then the one-eyed one says, "What's this one?" And the two-eyed one says, "He looks familiar." And the lady says, "Well, that's why I brought him to you onto your break. Do you recognize him?" And the one-eyed one says, "Step closer." And the two-eyed one says, Yes. Let us take a better look at you."
Oh, okay.
And Bud will approach them a little bit closer.
They like sit up from their chair and they like, unless you oppose this, grab your jaw with their hand. not necessarily forcefully, but like to get a better look at you.
But we'll let him do that.
The one-eyed one's eye brightens in surprise and says, "Are you?" And the two-eyed one says, "No, not him. Where do you hail from?" And the one-eyed one says, yes, where do you hail?"
Teeironor, I think.
Both heads look shocked at this, and they like look at each other and say, and the two-eyed one says, "Why aren't you dead?" And the one-eyed one says, yes, dead, why not?"
Well, I survive a lot of things. Krakens, demons, very durable.
And Buhd will pet his belly.
The two-eyed one says, "Give me a reason why I shouldn't kill you right now." And the one-eyed one says, "Yes, kill him, yes."
Because I have cannon and I'm strong.
The two-eyed one like looks you, narrows his eyes and says, "You really don't remember anything, do you?" And the one-eyed one says, Yes, fog clouds this one's mind too, yes."
I don't remember much. I remember waking up and ogres walk away from me and horn hurts. I remember walking away from Night Elf Palace place and traveling lots and more, and then I meet Bladebeard and become pirate.
Both heads like nod as you explain your story, and as you like reach this sort of ending point, they both like smile and say, the two-eyed one says, "Well, I think we can be good friends." And the one-eyed one says, "Yes, friends." And the two-eyed one says to the woman this time that we'll keep him. He can be part of our personal retinue. And the one-eyed one says, "Yes, retinue, yes." The woman like rolls her eyes and says, "Suit yourself," and begins to like walk away.
Buhd just waves her goodbye and just like looks at the two-headed ogre with a lot of interest and curiosity.
And the two, they both heads like smile at you in a kind of a patronizing way. And the two-eyed head says, "Why don't you go rejoin your brothers in the training pit?" And the one-eyed one says, "Yes, go, rejoin, yes." And the two-eyed ogre says, "They don't need to know about our friendship. I think we can agree on that." And the one-eyed one says, "Yes, friendship, yes." The two...
Oh,
Go ahead.
secret friendship. Got it.
And Buhd will snap his fingers at the two-headed ogre, like, like snapping, then pointing them at the ogre, like in a goblin-y way, I guess.
They both look very disturbed at this. Like they just saw something very disgusting. And the one-eyed ogre says, "Don't do that again." And the two-eyed ogre says, "Right, just go, and when the time comes, you'll be fighting with us." And the one-eyed ogre says, "Yes, fight in the arena with us. Yes."
Okay. Bye-bye then.
He like shoos you away and sits back down on his chair.
Very nice two-headed ogre. Nicest one, but captain. It's so confusing. Names are hard.
The guards outside motion you to go back to the courtyard.
But we'll follow them then.
Mm-hmm. And would you be doing like anything else before we see what Bladebeard and Lyri have been up to?
I think he would just follow them back to the courtyard and I guess start like looking at what the other ogres are doing and try and do the same thing that they're doing by copying them.
Mm-hmm. You'll see like several ogres like wrestling with each other, training. There's also like ogres using weapons to train against training dummies. There are also a few blunted weapons that some of the ogres are like dueling with. You are free to join them. Would you be like training with someone or more like alone?
He'd probably try to train with someone, I'd imagine.
Mm-hmm. Anyone in particular or like just a random ogre?
He'd probably try to see if, like, he'd probably avoid the two ogres he's already met, because he got a bad feeling about them. One just bashed someone randomly, and the other was very rude to him, so he's probably training with someone new.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all the ogres will be open to allowing you to train with them, but you will see that they're very like demurred in their responses. They're almost like robotic, like if you like come up to them with like a blunted weapon, they would look up at you, nod, and also pick up a blunted weapon, assume a fighting stance, but it's also very like robotic, not very lifelike at all.
Yeah, I'd say Bud has a lot more energy and life into him, and he'd be more into it than they would be.
Mm-hmm. And you would definitely notice that you would be defeating all of the ogres that you spar with.
Bud would be a very good sportsman and always say that they did a good job and high-five them, or, you know, he'd just be very a good sport and nice to them, generally.
They don't like respond to the high fives. They have a very confused expression when you offer to high five them, but they do like look up at you in surprise and a bit of confusion when you like say, "Oh yeah, you did a good job," and one ogre even asks you, "No pummel me?"
But just pummel you already. We do good.
And the ogre would continue to look confused, and this would repeat throughout the most of the much of this morning. Okay.
Yep, that sounds good.
So now let's check in on Captain Bladebeard and Lyri. I left you guys for last because again, you guys have just gone through a fucking major battle in this very same night, and I imagine you'd be tired as all hell, and I imagined you would be sleeping in. So, oh no, DoomGoblin.
Here we go again with the chipmunk. Oh god.
I'm
Oh
fine.
no.
Yeah. While we wait for DoomGoblin, first thing
Is it fine now?
It's
Yes.
fine.
Oh
now.
wow.
Yes.
Oh,
That's
great.
wild.
But sort of first things first. Zelris, Lyri, for a mysterious reason that you're not entirely sure of, you feel a lot more inspired today. Like you could do anything you can imagine, and it might have to do with like your birthday coming up. We're recording this in the past before your birthday, but this will come up after your birthday. So I would like to wish you a happy birthday, Zelris.
Thank you.
And you get 2 charges of birthday inspiration, and if there's like no action this session, you can keep them for next session as well. So, you guys, last we left off Bladebeard and Lyri, well, except for the whole dream with Krara thing, you guys had just overpaid for some rooms in the trade district of Stormwind, and yeah, you would be, I imagine, waking up. Which one of you would be waking up first, I suppose?
I guess Bladebeard, sure.
Sure. Captain Bladebeard wakes up, and I imagine he had one of those very deep sleeps where he doesn't necessarily remember his dream, unlike the time he woke up in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
And you wake up well rested, but as you look outside, you see that the sun is kind of hanging overhead. It's approaching noon.
Alright, that's expected. He'll go downstairs and, have a lunch, I guess.
Yeah, the innkeeper, as you go downstairs, you will also see that Tamal and John are sitting down at the quote-unquote bar. The innkeeper will greet you and say, hello, a faithful customer. Come on, sit. The innkeeper says that. You will also see that John, unlike the token that I have on the screen, he's wearing a bathrobe that's covering up all the bones popping up, and glasses that are also covering his eye glow. And the reason that I haven't made the NPC that way is because I haven't found a way to make the robes actually cover the bones. And yeah.
Oh, good idea. I was about to suggest something like that.
But I figured we should be safe, Captain. Come.
What are we having for lunch, I guess? It's quite late.
You will see it's a vegetable stew along a pumpkin vegetable stew, I should say, because it's late autumn.
Alright. Can we also get a round of drinks? I don't know.
It's
ale?
The innkeeper looks at you and says, "It's 11 a.m., sir."
Can I get a round of drinks?
Sure. Coming right up.
Thank you.
Tamal looks at both of you quizzically and says, is this act enjoyable to you? I don't remember the last time I ate anything.
Oh, we living people need to eat to survive.
I once had to eat too, thousands of years ago, but I don't remember the experience, to be honest.
Depends on the food. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad.
There was this very delicious worm. I think I enjoyed that one a lot. It's when you popped it in your teeth, it squeezed out a substance onto the tongue. Very nasty, but also quite good.
Sure. Maybe we'll find that kind of worm again someday.
Well, even if we do, I can't exactly eat it anymore, Captain.
Yeah, but I can try it. And I'll describe the taste to you.
Tamal nods to you. Lyri, would you be waking up as well?
Yeah, sure.
You wake up. What do you do? I imagine you also had a deep sleep, and the only dream you would remember would be the vision that you had of Aranessa and Kyrilla and Benjamin's cousin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She just gets up and stretches a bit.
Mm-hmm. Understandable. You will find that the room is you probably didn't notice this when you first came in because you guys were very tired and all that, but it's quite a pleasant room. You have which is a really big thing, and you don't just have a chamber pot to do your deeds in. You actually have a primitive toilet.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm. And as well as a bath and all that good stuff.
I guess Lyri just kind of pokes her head out the door to see where people are or whatever.
You hear commotion downstairs.
Okay, Lyri shuts the door and starts running the bath.
And you do so. And what do you guys think would be do? And what would you guys be doing at this point?
Lyri gets out her bag and after the bath kind of fills up, she takes out one of the books, the Fireball Technique one, and kind of starts reading it.
Which book?
The Fireball one.
Oh,
that
right,
she's
the
got.
Fireball one. I want to make you roll something, but I'm not sure what. The thing I want to make you roll is the fact that the book is like written in that very academic style that makes it super fucking boring. And the thing that I want you to roll is if you are able to like read through it or if you find it too boring. But I'm not sure what would be the appropriate stat for that.
Clever?
Sure, I guess. Difficulty 4, let's say. Okay, you are able to stomach it, though you definitely get the sense that this guy does not know how to write. He knows his stuff, but he does not know how to write.
Mm-hmm.
And you
Do I
start...
think that Benjamin can read this book?
I mean, it's written in common, and you know that he can read.
But do I think he's smart enough? I mean, that's for me to decide.
Yeah, that's entirely up to your character.
Uh-huh.
But it does have like several hundred pages going into detail. It's not like something that you'd be able to like immediately apply like in 10 minutes or whatever.
I kind of like shoot the book and put it down on the ground.
Okay. Meanwhile, Bladebeard.
Did my room have a bathtub?
Let's roll a d20.
Sure.
Yes.
Alright. Then I'll say to my companions, oh yeah, I'm gonna go back upstairs and have a little bath, and then we can go and pick up Benjamin and Buhd from jail, and then we can go to Varian, to the king, and have a dinner with him or whatever.
Tomo will say, sounds good, Captain. And John will say, I don't want to be rude, Captain. Do you think we'll be seeing your mother on our visit to Stormwind? I admit I kind of miss her.
Yeah, sure. We'll come and visit.
John smiles and gives you a nod.
Yeah, but once we, talk with Varian or whatever, then we'll go to the Golden Keg. Is that the name of the Dwarven District tavern? I think it is.
I think so. I'll check while you continue narrating.
Yeah, we'll go to the Golden Keg and have a big party.
Sounds good, Captain. John says, and Tomo just nods politely.
Alright. I would also like to go to the innkeeper or barman.
I mean, he's right there. And yeah, it's the Golden Keg.
Oh yeah, innkeeper.
Yes.
I know you innkeepers usually, you know the things that are going around in town. So I have a random question, just in case you heard anything.
Of course.
Have you heard of a very rich Pandaren coming into Stormwind recently? Seema, maybe the name he used.
I will roll this guy's careful to see if he remembers something. It will not be a difficult roll. He seems to be genuinely thinking very hard and says, I'm not sure. There's rich patrons come and go all the time, especially with the new continent, Pandaria. And I imagine there's several rich Pandaren as well. Don't know any of them by name, though.
Alright, I just thought I would ask, just in case.
Of course, sir.
Alright, he'll go upstairs and take a bath as well.
Okay. Just for the sake of like aligning the timeline,
Yeah,
would
yeah.
you guys like to see what Benjamin's been up to?
Sure.
Sure.
Okay, Benjamin, you've like just exited the whatchamacallit, the stockades with Elspeth Valerian and her gnome companion, bodyguard, and as you exit, she like looks at you and has like almost a mischievous smile on her face, and she'll say, "Well, Mr. War Veteran, where to?"
Well, I guess the first step would be to get reunited with everyone else.
Your party, if I'm not mistaken. Do you know where they are?
I'm afraid not, but they should probably have found some lodgings in the mage quarter, perhaps.
Above board Thompshire, would you like to say that you and this lady and the gnome have like spent much of the morning searching Stormwind for everyone else, and you come upon the trade district around the time Bladebeard and Lyri wake up and have their baths?
I guess that's fair, yeah.
Okay. I would just say throughout the journey, this lady would have been like asking you questions about your adventures. Would you be answering not necessarily related to the Stranglethorn incident, although she would ask about that as well, but also about like the Northrend campaign and like any other jobs you might have taken in the meanwhile? Would you be answering honestly, or?
I guess I'd be mostly answering honestly, but things regarding Northrend, I'm a bit vague on that.
And she will not push on that subject.
Yeah, and obviously I won't be telling her about some shady stuff I've done, but yeah.
Sure thing. She seems to be like genuinely impressed by your stories. She seems like she really believes, oh, I'm in the presence of this awesome war veteran and war hero, and he's so fascinating and all that.
Wonderful.
I didn't hear, sorry.
That's gonna be great when she finds out the truth, that's all.
Yeah.
If she finds out.
Yeah. And eventually it'll feel as if no time has passed at all in conversation with this lady. Even though you've wandered through quite a significant portion of Stormwind, you probably would have seen the ruins of the park, which you probably didn't see before, narratively. And eventually you somehow would wind up at the inn in the trade district, which I keep forgetting the name of. But as soon as you walk in, you will see John and Tamal discussing, talking at a table over a meal. Well, only John's eating, but you know what I mean. Thompshire?
Sorry, did you say Bladebeard was there?
No, just John and Tamal.
Okay. I kind of slowly walk in.
Tamal, who was facing the door, looks at you and says, "Oh, hello, oh, greetings." And John looks back at you and says, "Hello." Again, you see that John is garbed in this, in a bathrobe and wielding and wearing like, not glasses. I misspoke, but you know the thing that hotels like sometimes hand out to put over your eyes to help you sleep in if there's like lots of light. He's wearing that.
Yeah.
Okay. So, where's Bladebeard?
Oh, I think he went upstairs. Lady Lyri, was it? She hasn't come down yet either. Who is this person? John says, pointing at the lady that's with you. And she will say, "Oh, my name's Elswith. I'm very pleased to make your acquaintance." And she offers a hand, and John takes it and shakes it, very confused. The Ethereal also is confused, and she says, "I've never seen one of your kind before." And the Ethereal slowly nods. Are these your friends, Benjamin?
Not particularly. We kind of just met yesterday.
That's kind of rude, but okay.
I mean,
Is this Bladebeard and Lyri? Are they your friends?
let's say they are.
Well,
It's a troublesome relationship.
I would very much like to meet them. Maybe they know more that can finally bring those warlocks to face justice.
Maybe we should ask the innkeeper where they're staying.
Of course. She would walk in the direction of the innkeeper.
Well, I'll let her.
Okay, then she'll talk with the innkeeper for a little bit. What do you do in the meanwhile? Thompshire?
Did you say anything? I think you cut off for me.
I'm sorry, I might have cut out. She walks in the direction of the innkeeper and talks with him for a while. What do you do?
You cut off again.
She walks in the direction of the innkeeper, talks with him for a while. What do you do?
I guess I'm just listening in. Wait, how far is she?
A couple meters.
Okay, then I guess.
Or more like 4 meters, let's say. Not a couple, but yeah. She's you're not necessarily quite able to pick up the words unless you're intentional.
So okay. So since she's that far, I'll kind of.
Am I cutting out?
No.
Okay,
no.
sorry. Go ahead.
I'll get closer to the ethereal and the undead, and I'll just say, well, as you may have noticed, she's investigating her brother's death. You might.
She's his sister, says John.
Yes. So you didn't see anything yesterday, okay?
John frantically nods. The Ethereal says, "I really should have lobotomized him."
At this point, I'm not sure. I honestly wasn't expecting him to die, but this is way worse than I thought.
Death, though. Were his injuries fatal? Says the Ethereal.
Well, ask Lyri. She's the one who beat him up for.
I suppose we should. They have their rooms upstairs.
Well, I guess we'll head up soon enough.
And as you say that, you will see that Elswith turns back. By the way, the gnome has been alongside Elswith all this time. She turns back to you guys with a tentative smile on her face. You will notice that the innkeeper is very happily clutching a gold coin, very pleased with himself and very ecstatic. And she says, "Well, I know their room numbers. Should we go knocking? Should we wait?"
Maybe we should. Go find them.
Sure. You know them best, so why don't you go ahead, Benjamin? As she would then tell you the room numbers, as in you would know like which is Bladebeard's, which is Lyri's.
Okay. Which one is closer?
Let's roll a d2. 1 will be Bladebeard, 2 will be Lyri.
Sounds good.
Bladebeard. Bladebeard's is the closest.
Okay, then I guess I'll knock on his door.
Bladebeard will get like a bathrobe and go to the door. Oi, what do you want?
The door is closed, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's me, Benjamin. Please open up.
Oh, he opens the door. Oh, Benjamin, my good friend. How was the stockade?
Horrible.
Hello,
I
are
see
you Captain
you've,
Bladebeard?
Oh, yeah, that's me, Captain Bladebeard. And who are you?
My name is Elswith Valerian. I'm, well, your friend has kindly offered to help me find out more about what happened last night.
Oh, he did? Great.
Yes.
Yeah, terrible thing. Those warlocks, really a nasty bunch.
Yes, we really should have expelled them from Stormwind years ago after they assassinated Lady Wishok's husband. I don't know what King Varian was thinking, honestly.
Well, let me get my stuff and I'll meet you downstairs, alright?
Of course, I apologize for intruding.
No.
Well, you've sure made yourself comfortable tonight.
Oh, of course. Why wouldn't I?
I kinda groaned to myself and closed the door.
Okay.
Bladebeard will join them downstairs after like a few minutes.
Sure, but in those few minutes, Benjamin, do you go to Lyri's door?
Yep.
Okay. You knock on Lyri's door, presumably.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Just open up quickly, please.
Huh? Benjamin, is that you?
Yes, it's me. Just
Fine. Come on in. I kind of yell from the top.
is the door open?
I didn't lock it when I went back into the. Yeah, it's not locked.
Then I guess I open the door.
Should I come in as well, or?
Yeah, sure. Wait, go ahead, sorry.
Lyri kind of like, I guess, ducks her head in the water.
Wait, is the tub visible from the door?
It would not be, but
Okay.
in lieu of a response from Lyri, Elswith will heed Benjamin's words and walk in as well, accompanied by the gnome.
Lyri just kind of like holds the rep in the water.
I can see why this hotel is so well known in Stormwind. Not hotel, sorry, inn. Anachronisms and all that.
Well, I have to say it's a much better accommodation than what I had.
I'm sure it was a misunderstanding. Where's your friend?
I can just walk further into the room.
You'll probably see the bathroom door is slightly open.
Are you in there?
Mary kind of like reemerges in the water and kind of looks around, kind of, I guess, cautiously.
Get dressed, you've got visitors.
What? I haven't said anything yet. Are you assuming, Mr. Benjamin?
Well, just... come on out, just hurry up. Come on.
I could be washing my face. Why are you assuming the worst?
Because you were because Bladebeard was...
Mm-hmm.
Just... come on, just hurry up.
Lyri just kind of like looks around to see if there's any towels in the bathroom.
Elswith and the gnome have been waiting at the door to the hallway.
No, as Lyri looks for any towels in the bathroom to dry herself off with.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. Yeah, there would be, definitely. There's even a bathrobe if you wish.
Mm-hmm. Lyri takes the towel and kind of wraps it around her head and, her hair, and I guess like clumsily puts on the bathrobe and kind of stumbles out.
It's very
the door.
comfortable. It's very comfortable. Benjamin, Lyri emerges out of the bathroom in a robe.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Benjamin.
Yeah, matching robes, wonderful.
Huh?
Never mind, just... there's people that want to see you, and I kind of just motion to them.
Hello, it's not an emergency, we could have waited. You see this blonde woman and a gnome at her side.
Uh-huh. Are these some of the people escorting us to the big celebration?
Oh, well, not necessarily. I've come to find out some more information about. She sighs and says about my brother's death.
Your brother's death? Who?
Yes, my brother Morovia Larian. She looks to see if you have any reaction.
I think you cut off when you said his name.
Well,
yeah, I know who it is though. I mean,
yeah. I'm sorry.
Lyri is kind of still groggy from waking up, so she has no reaction.
I heard. There's the Stormwind Guard is investigating some conflicting accounts. The warlocks have already admitted to the murder, but they refuse to point any among them as suspects. And you were last seen with him, and I wanted to find out if you knew anything that that could prove to the Stormwind Guard that the warlocks were involved.
Will I remember the name of the warlock that they thought I was?
Give me a careful difficulty 2 to see if you remember. Yeah, it's Sinfirian.
They were all robed, but I heard one of them yell about someone called Syntherian. Maybe try investigating there. And Lyri kind of rubs her eye.
Right. Good insight. But I'm sure there must have been a conspiracy afoot. I mean, a nobleman doesn't just turn up dead without some clear motive. Your friend Benjamin kindly offered to help me with finding out more information. And he proposed that the first step would be reuniting with you and with the dwarf Bladebeard, I think it was.
Well, and
Wait.
both too, if we can find them.
Wait, what do you mean, but two? Didn't you both get arrested together?
Well, the guards were talking about some Lady Whitley and selling him or something. And
Selling Buhd?
look, I honestly, I'm not really sure what they were saying, but that's honestly the only deal I have.
I didn't think you were that wasted last night.
Oh, you wouldn't believe what he was arrested for, but it was a tragic misunderstanding of that, I'm sure.
Well, I'm sure my criminal record will agree with that.
Well, you are a very nice gentleman, Benjamin, and, well, the influence of a noble can even alter criminal records if need be.
You know, the one time you could do something like that and I wasn't there, come on, Benjamin.
No comment.
Lyri kind of like takes off the towel she had wrapped around her hair and like throws it at Benjamin's face.
Are we done here?
Wow. Wow, no reaction? Wow, Benjamin, wow.
Wait, are you saying that?
Yes, Lyri's saying that.
What do you want me to say?
Something funny?
My back hurts, my head hurts. I'm not in a mood for fun.
Mm-hmm. Fine. Lyri kind of walks back into the bathroom and shuts the door.
Well, we shan't intrude. Benjamin, are we waiting downstairs for everyone else, or?
Yeah, that's probably for the best.
Benjamin's free to intrude, by the way.
I'm fine, thank you.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure you are.
Elswith giggles under her breath and says, "You two seem to be very close."
Oh, heavens no.
And she starts exiting the room. So, what will happen now? Because it's pretty much dependent on the three of you.
I mean, I'll probably be getting something to eat, I guess, in the meantime.
The innkeeper would ask you for a couple silver for whatever you'll be asking.
Yeah, I guess I have some silver in my pouch. I don't remember how much money I had exactly, but
An amount. But yeah, I imagine you would have some silver. But before you could pay, Elswith would fish up another gold coin and ask for the best in house, and the innkeeper ecstatically would go to prepare a feast. Well, quote unquote a feast.
Thank you.
Oh, it's the least I can do to find justice for my brother. And well, it pays to have good friends. No pun intended.
Well, it's been a rough couple of weeks, but it's been alright with friends, I guess.
Bladebeard and Lyri?
Lyri just kind of takes the boy out the bath and washes their face, and then after that she'll head downstairs.
Clothed, I presume.
Yes, clothed.
Bladebeard?
Yeah, he'll do the same.
Okay. You would come downstairs to the innkeeper bringing a veritable feast to the table that Benjamin and Elswith are sitting at. Benjamin, Elswith, and the gnome, I should mention. The gnome is always with Elswith.
Lyri kind of readjusts her bag because it's a lot heavier now, has all those books in it, and approaches the table.
Oh, please sit. I'll have innkeeper Allison bring us food for you too.
Lyri sits down.
Yeah, Elswith would drag a chair over for the both of you. 2 chairs, I should say. And then she would like rise up and go to ask the innkeeper for more food. Giving the three of you some privacy. Well, Bladebeard, did you come on down too?
Yeah.
Okay, so giving the three of you some privacy for
So
a
wait,
little
the gnome and the human aren't there?
bit. The gnome is always following the human, and the human just went to like the bar to ask for some extra food.
Lyri kind of like rubs her eyes a little bit and says to Benjamin, "Are they really getting this upset over somebody being assaulted?"
He's dead. Okay?
He's what?
He's dead.
Dead? Who killed him?
Probably you.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, the warlocks killed him. We didn't have anything to do with it.
Sure, let's just say we went into the inn with him, and then when they kicked us out, me and Buhd left, along with Tamal and John, and you two stayed behind, so you figure out the story. It's none of my business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I went to get the wizards, and then we left. That's the whole story.
Mm-hmm. We went. You guys left, and this scary guy called like Aaran or whatever, he came out and he started attacking him, and we had to call the Grand Wizard or whatever right away to come in and save the day. Isn't that right, Bladebeard?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also, while we are alone, I had a dream last night about the big orc woman, Krara. Apparently, she and Gartun are in prison, which is good, but Grok, her husband, he's still out there and is coming to save them.
He's still out there? What, who's Grok? I didn't even see him at the battle. I mean,
I guess
I might have, but I don't remember seeing him leave.
Well, good luck having him go up to Aaran.
Yeah, they were in like a prison with a purple wall, glowy wall.
I mean,
Very weird.
didn't Khadgar already tell us where they were sending them?
Yeah. But for
Yeah.
some reason, I had a vision about them.
Maybe you're just dreaming about. It happened yesterday. You probably just dreamt stuff up.
Well,
Maybe.
I also dreamt about that bird guy.
I mean, I also dreamt, but I just don't trust Bladebeard in particular. So
Are you saying that in character?
yeah, I'm saying that in character.
Well, I guess we can both agree on something.
Lyri kind of giggles and like patiently taps on the table.
Well, anyways, I think we can save that specific talk for later.
I also got you two some gifts, and I'm very, very excited to share them later. And Lyri kind of smiles a little bit.
I'm already worried.
It's fine. It's fine.
Is it a bomb that's gonna explode and kill me?
No, not this time.
Alright.
I mean, I talked about it yesterday, Bladebeard.
Did ya?
Yeah. I mean, you were pretty. You weren't that drunk. Yeah. Maybe it's a bad friend. I don't know.
And
Wait, we're not friends, are we? Are we friends, Bladebeard?
Sure.
Awesome. I've known you for like. Lyri kind of like puts her hands out and counts her fingers.
above
Like
board,
Uh,
above board a week.
Oh
I've
wait,
no-
yeah.
I've known you for at least like more than 2 days at least.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
Mm-hmm. I think we're pretty good friends,
Sure.
right, Benjamin? Lyri kind of like winks like 500 times in like this in like the span of a second.
Honestly, depends on the day, and today isn't the day.
Ooh, somebody's a little upset. Somebody's a little bit upset. Huh?
Yes, I'm very upset. I was looking forward to resting and having a nice bed, not
Well-
getting caught up in whatever this is.
Well, it wasn't my fault he got sent to prison.
Well, it was your fault that you beat the guy up, okay?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, you could always stay in my room. I don't mind sleeping on the floor.
What's that got to do with anything?
I mean, we could probably rent this place out for like another night if you wanna.
You're completely missing the point. The thing is, you just murdered the guy, and are we just gonna let this whole group of people pay for it? I won't lie to you. I felt tempted to tell them it was you, but you know, I've been traveling with you guys for a while, and you know, I'd rather vouch for you and hear it from your own mouth. But this is just a headache.
Lyri kind of like, I guess, sobers up a little bit and kind of looks down at the table.
Look, I know you're not going to agree to this at all, but maybe you should just come clean about it, and maybe our heroics will maybe give you a lighter sentence, perhaps.
Wow. Okay, Miss Meridia.
Look, I'm just suggesting. I'm not going to do anything, okay?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
At this point, I think Elswith would return to the table, holding up several plates of food. Oh, well, the gnome would be holding up some as well. And she would approach the table and say, "There, I think that should be enough for everyone. A breakfast fit for kings and nobles," she says proudly.
Lyri kind of like looks up at her, then kind of quickly looks back down at the table.
Benjamin, can you give me a careful check?
With my center plan?
Yes, but it's still not good enough. Okay.
Oh, well. I... With an 8, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, then I think I'll go ahead and use a fate point.
What would you be invoking?
Yeah, sure. I'll use my adventuring sellsword. I guess I'm used to noticing details.
You will notice that it took quite a while for Elswith to come back to the table.
So I have no idea why, right?
Give me another careful. 7. I would have asked for an 8 too, but I think I'll give you this one because it's only like a 1 point difference. You would probably have, maybe you noticed it some subconsciously, but now you like realize it consciously that she was more or less listening in on the conversation. You don't know how much she heard though.
Oh no. This is not nice.
Okay, so she sets all the plates down, with a smile on her face, and says, "Well, come on, dig in."
I don't believe I caught the name of your gnome friend.
Oh, give me actually a quick second, please. She will say, "Oh, this is Mirica."
Oh, all right.
The gnome nods at you.
So what do you need us for?
Well, as I mentioned, the Stormwind Guard still things that there's some loose ends, even though the warlocks have admitted to the crime. Now, Lady Lyri mentioned one Sinferian, and I think it might be a good idea to perhaps start investigating from his house. I mean, all the warlocks are under house arrest for the moment. They haven't been locked up because the Stormwind Guard doesn't know who to blame exactly yet. But maybe if we ask the Sinferian person a couple questions.
Sure.
Well, I obviously, unless you fine folk have other proposals. I mean, good Benjamin over here has been telling me of your adventures, and you people are quite extraordinary, you know.
Yeah, I know.
I hate to bring this up again, but it may be best that we split up. I'm honestly quite worried what might be happening to Buhd.
What's happening to Buhd?
He may have been sold into slavery.
When? How?
Wait, you weren't joking about that, Benjamin?
No, I wasn't joking about that.
Did the mummies appear again?
No, the guards were talking about some noble woman and about giving her another ogre or whatever.
And you're eating food of this while he's like... He could be halfway to Westfall now, Benjamin.
I said I'd help in exchange for information regarding that. What can I do alone in the middle of Stormwind and regarding a noble of all things?
Kill all of them, I don't know.
Well, I did promise Benjamin an audience with this Lady Whitley that he has heard about, but I did ask that you fine folk help me find out what happened with my brother, and I think the longer we wait, the longer this Sinferian has time to dispose of any evidence.
Well, but so, as our friends, chances of getting, well, whatever they're doing to him.
I don't mean to prod, but do they know the cause of death yet?
You see like a disturbed look on her face, and she like looks down, visibly distraught, and says, "The body was mutilated beyond belief. The guard thinks there are many things that could have caused the death itself."
Sorry I brought it up. Lyri kind of like...
No, it's important to know, certainly. Of course, warlock spells could definitely have caused the injuries.
So, are you saying it involves magic or some sort of weapon?
Well, of course, I mean, warlocks rarely kill with just a plain old knife. They're warlocks, they're foul demon worshippers.
Well, if they did use just knives, the blame wouldn't be immediately thrown on them.
True, but they admitted it right away.
And why would they do that?
Because they did it?
Okay.
Do you have something else in mind, Benjamin?
No,
Lyri kind of like
honestly,
glares at Benjamin a little bit.
I,
Gives him the
I-
side eyes.
I think that the most important part now should try to figure out what disfigured the body. That really might be the key to finding the answers.
Well, they wouldn't let me see him, obviously, and I don't think I have the heart to read the full report once it comes out. The autopsy is still ongoing.
But this is crucial time that we're wasting. Do you know where the body's being held? Maybe Benjamin can get a good look at it. You've seen some nasty wounds, right, Benjamin?
Well, I guess unfortunately I have, but you should come with me in any case.
But wait, why do we need to know how he died? We just need to find who killed him, right?
Well, we know who killed him. It's obviously the Sinferian warlock, and it's probably a bigger plot that the warlocks hatched up. We just need to find the evidence to submit to the guard.
Sure. Alright.
I mean, isn't it obvious, Mr. Bladebeard?
Yeah. Alright. I mean, can't we just say that we heard his name and they arrest him?
I think there's more to a criminal trial than that, Benjamin. You mean Bladebeard? I mean,
What if he
But-
just admits that he's the guy who killed him?
Well, this Sinferian character was among the warlocks last night, but none of them admitted to the blame specifically. They just said that they did it.
do you know where this Centurion person is being held captive?
Oh, they're all under house arrest, as I mentioned.
Under house arrest? Warlocks?
Well, again, the guard doesn't have very strong evidence to throw all of them in the stockades. That's why they're under house arrest.
Well, as I said, I think checking out the body should come first.
I honestly don't know where the body is. It's probably... Stormwind doesn't exactly have a medical service. It could be in the cathedral, in a guard barracks. I genuinely do not know.
Well, maybe splitting up and each one of the groups goes to one of the locations.
I'm assuming our little celebration's been postponed then.
No. We're gonna do this real quick, and then we'll go to Varian. Oh yeah, we need to save Buhd first. We'll save Buhd, then go to Varian, and then go to party.
This seems to like... I mean, the audience of Varian is... I mean, I'm sure he's a busy guy, right? Are you sure we can keep him waiting that long?
Is he waiting for us?
I think so.
As I told Benjamin, Archmage Khadgar himself showed up in the middle of the night, caused quite a stir, asked to see King Varian, told him some grand tale about 4 adventurers and their companions fighting off a demonic invasion in Buhd Bay. You are expected today, but you don't exactly have what's the word I'm looking for? When you're like
Schedule?
yeah, you're not exactly scheduled to show up at any time.
But I mean, he might have some info on like where Buhd could be, you know?
His Majesty?
I mean, somebody close to His Majesty, possibly. I don't know.
I suppose it could be entirely possible.
But I don't think it feels right to go without Buhd.
I mean, we could always, like, you know, get one of our new friends to pretend to be Buhd. Like, you. Like, Lyri kind of points to, a random person in the tavern.
Really, after all we've been through, you're gonna just have someone pretend to be Buhd.
Also, we can try to find Buhd ourselves. I know some people around town. Maybe they heard something about ogres being slaves and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And also, your brother, the crime scene. I mean, guards are going to figure out who did it. Eventually. I mean, that's their job.
I very much doubt that, Captain Bladebeard. Several years ago, those same foul warlocks assassinated another member of the nobility, the late husband of Lady Wishook. And no convictions happened then either, even though it was obvious who did it. We need to hand the guards something that is in this irrefutable proof.
Well, I think my idea stands. Any other ideas?
Why don't... I can see that your friend Buhd is very important. How about you, Benjamin, why don't you come with me and let's try to find out more about what happened to my brother, and give me 1 second, cause I keep forgetting her fucking name. And Mirica can go with you two, with you, Mr. Bladebeard, and Lady Lyri.
With us to do what? What are we doing?
To find your friend Buhd.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, our friend Buhd. Yeah, of course. But,
Sure.
sure.
Mirica looks at the gnome, looks up at Elswith with like a concerned expression, and Elswith says, "I'll be fine, I promise that." And Mirica shrugs and looks at the two of you expectantly.
Are you sure you want to go with us? We already have our two friends over there, and we point to our pirate buddies.
Elswith lowers her voice to a whisper and says, "She's a specially trained SI-7 agent. If one of them can find, there's anyone out there that can find anything, it's definitely her."
Would we know what SI-7 is? Is that like a...
It's public knowledge, yes.
Oh, alright. Oh, she's a SI-7, huh?
Well, keep your voice down. Yes.
Oh, yeah, sure. Well, I heard that they are very skilled, but, we don't need her help. We can do it ourselves, right, Lyri?
Mm-hmm.
It's probably, an ogre in Stormwind. Probably not that hard to find.
Me and Bladebeard have known each other for years upon years upon years. We can find Buhd easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Benjamin mentioned only a couple of weeks, but of course.
I mean, in all fairness, it's felt like years, sadly.
I can imagine. You're all quite a crew of remarkable people, and I mean that. But, well, I did come to you hoping to find some help with what happened with my brother.
Well, we told you all we know.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, well, the guard insists on suspecting you, and, well, I know it was obviously the warlocks, but...
Why would they suspect us?
Well, as I mentioned, you were... My brother was last seen with you.
Mm-hmm. And we were the ones who reported it to the guards.
Well, in the absence of stronger evidence, they have to keep all options open.
I guess it's better for us to lawyer up then, Lyri.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for the warning.
She nods. Can I...
Well,
Go ahead.
sorry. Let's just say that we should get going.
Can I at least count on one of you to help me with this Sinferian character?
Lyri just kind of keeps coughing into her hand.
Are you well, Lady Lyri?
Yeah, I'm fine, Benjamin.
What are you
Lyri-
looking at me for?
Lyri kind of side eyes Benjamin a little bit.
Let's just I
In
think
fact-
if sorry, go ahead.
I mean, I don't mind going with you and Benjamin and Bladebeard finding Buhd, but
But we're going to find the body, not meet the warlock person.
I know, but you can go with Bladebeard instead. I'll go with our kind patron, our noble, our friend.
It's fine. You don't need to worry. I'll go.
Do you not trust me enough, Benjamin?
Kind of not sometimes. You know how it is.
Mm-hmm. I know how it is. Big, strong, independent, like guy who kills things with swords. I get it. Cool.
So wait, the blonde chick and Benjamin are going to find the body,
Mhm.
and someone needs to find the warlock.
Yep.
I can find the warlock.
Wait, weren't you guys gonna find Buhd?
Yeah, I thought that was the plan, but I guess we need to find this warlock.
No, let's find. Is Buhd really that important? It's probably like gone by now. Like
I'm gonna pretend you didn't say that.
you mentioned yesterday that there's like a tram system, right? He could be all the way to like the other side of the continent by now. I don't know how long that tram goes on for, but all I'm saying is he could be gone. He could be away for miles.
That's why we need to investigate that as soon as possible.
But if he went missing like last night, he's probably already so far gone. We probably need the help of a king to find him.
You just don't know that. Just
I mean-
give it.
Hmm.
Give it a go. I'm sure Bladebeard can handle it. He knows his way around.
I do. So we are just all three of us are splitting. Benjamin is going to find the body. Lyri is going to find the warlocks, and I need to find Buhd. Is
What?
that the plan?
Is that the plan? Sure. Just I guess. But who's the Larry keeps kind of like gesturing towards the SI7 gnome. Who's going with?
With who?
I don't know. I'm asking you. Who are they going with?
Do you need help finding the warlock?
Probably not.
Sure, she can come with me then.
Awesome. And Benjamin, keep your hands off her.
Okay.
Thank you.
I beg your pardon.
Mm-hmm. I'm happy me and Benjamin are engaged. So hands
Come,
off.
just go, okay?
Very funny. Why are you so shy? Just be honest, Benjamin. Honestly.
You're an asshole. You know that.
Can you believe him? So shy, so shy. Larry kind of shrugs and walks out.
After like Lyri walks out, she says, "It's all right. It's all right, Benjamin. I've heard of human and elf couples before. I mean, the heroes of this."
No. It's not. It's just.
Yeah, when did this happen? I didn't know about this.
For light's sake, Bladebeard, please don't play along. I think I'm gonna be sick.
Elswith is visibly confused.
As I said, it's very complicated.
I can tell.
Yeah, usually is.
Above board, What would Tamal and John be doing?
Yeah, my crew is coming with me to search for Buhd.
They're your crew, says Elswith. If you say that in character, I mean.
Yeah, they are my crew.
So above board, your intentions, of course you can do something entirely different, obviously, but you mentioned that Lyri would be searching for the Warlock, Bladebeard the Gnome and his crew would be searching for Buhd, and Benjamin and Elswith would be searching for Merovi's body.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. As you exit the... Are you exiting the tavern?
Yeah, sure.
You leave behind a very happy innkeeper who like rubs his hands in glee. And as you look around, you see a small commotion in the trade district near the auction house. There's like people gathering up to, like, as if something's happening.
Oh, look, something is happening there.
Do you go in that direction, or
Yeah.
do you all go in that direction, or?
Bladebeard and his team go there.
Did I see it too?
You exited the inn at the same time. You all would see it, yes.
By the way, which is closer, the cathedral or
The cathedral or the what?
the barracks? The two places you mentioned.
They're kind of equidistant.
Then I guess the cathedral first, maybe.
Okay. Does anyone check to see like what's the commotion in the near the auction house about, or do you move along?
Bladebeard will.
Okay. Well, Bladebeard, you will see some crowds looking very irritated and like some guards trying to shove their way through the crowds. As you will see, once I put them on screen, standing atop a mailbox is at first this gentleman in the exact pose, and you see him dancing his heart away. And on the other mail house, once I put them on screen, is this gentleman also dancing his heart out.
Oh.
Above board, I wanted to include them even before you mentioned him.
I know. I figured he would be here somewhere.
The crowd looks very irritated and they keep yelling, "Get off the mailbox!" And like the guards are trying to push their way through the crowds to get them off, basically.
I'll tell my crew. Oh yeah, there's something I need to do real quick. All right, just wait for me around here.
Sure, Captain. And Tomo will say, "Of course, we'll be the only undead and ethereal around. I'm sure you can find us."
Oh yeah, maybe go back to the tavern.
I will say it's above board. It is Hallows, and then there are people in costumes about.
Oh then, it's Hell's End. You can blend in. Also, the SI7. Oh, also the our known friend will explain everything if you get caught. Whatever.
Above board, do you know sign language? Would Bladebeard
Nope.
know? Okay.
Nope, he didn't even realize that she can't talk.
She'd be making weird gestures at you in your mind.
He gives her the thumbs up.
She shakes her head and sighs in frustration. She will stay behind with Tamal and John.
Alright. I would like to sneakily get as near as I can to Seema.
Okay, give me a sneaky. Somehow, even despite the commotion, in the middle of his heartfelt dance,
Wait. Wait. Let me see. What did I roll?
a 4.
Yeah. Maybe I can do better. Let me. I'll re-roll. I'll invoke one of my aspects, and it's gonna be pirate captain with no crew or ship.
Okay, how would that help you?
Because I don't know. It doesn't make sense really. Let me see something else. I have a aspect called stab. Would that imply that I like to sneak and stab people?
Yes, I would.
Alright. I'm good at blending in with the crowds and stabbing people.
Well, again, a tie.
Oh, well, I'll reroll.
Oh, you're right. Okay, reroll them, please.
5, which means he still wins, right?
Yes.
Unless I... Wait. I will... I don't know. Sure, I lose.
Okay. In the middle of, again, his heartfelt dance, he's really like putting his heart into it. Something which you didn't like see before from this guy. Suddenly, like cartoon-like, miraculously, his like flailing about suddenly brings him like to look you straight in the eyes, and he like pauses mid-motion, stares at you, instantly recognizes you, and bolts.
Bladebeard will start bolting after him.
Give me a quick, please.
Oh yeah, I'm faster.
Yeah, you catch up to him. What happens?
Oh, long time no see, Seema.
Are you like cornering him? Are you like grabbing his clothing?
Would it make sense for me to corner him? In like...
I mean, sure. I mean, it doesn't have... the chase can like hypothetically go on for like 30 seconds or a minute or so. If you'd like.
Yeah. Let's say I corner him in some back alley.
Okay. He looks at you and says, Captain Bladebeard, I'd never expected to see you again, and honestly, I wish I hadn't.
What did you say? I wish?
I didn't.
Oh, makes sense. Well, I'm actually glad that I met you again, so you can give me all the money you stole from Roswell, because I deserve it.
He chuckles and says, well, even if I wanted to, I don't have it.
Are you sure? I mean, you can give it to me or I can take it. Your choice.
He lowers his scarf for a little bit, exposing his mouth. Opens his mouth, and you see all of his teeth are made of gold. And he covers his mouth back up. See,
Alright.
I don't exactly have your money anymore.
You do. You just showed me.
He like shifts around for a little bit, and he'll say, "Assaulting a citizen in the middle of the street is bound to attract guards, Captain Bladebeard."
Alright, then you can just go and hope to never meet me again.
You first.
Nope. You go first.
I mean, you're cornering me. You have to go first.
Sure. I'll like move out of the way.
Okay, are you preparing to like stab him in the back, or are you just...
I don't know. Sure. I would like to stab him.
Give me a sneaky opposed by his careful.
How am I so bad at sneaky? Out of nowhere.
He rolled,
Alright.
he rolled pretty badly too.
So I miss him.
More like he sees you coming and like doesn't even like give you the opportunity. He's like constantly facing you, never taking his eyes off of you, and says, "Well, Captain Bladebeard, it's been a pleasure. I wish I could say. Give my regards to that handsome one that's with you, would you?" And he...
You can tell him yourself. In hell. And I'll pull out my gun and shoot him.
Okay, give me a quick attack.
Are you implying I'm dead?
No. No! No, that doesn't make sense.
He dodges and will now try to stab you. How do you defend?
I'll try to quickly dodge.
Give me a quick. Okay,
Finally, something good.
you're like, you dodge away and you two are like locked in a sort of Mexican standoff. He's no longer cornered. He says, "That shot will definitely attract some guards, Captain Bladebeard.
It will.
So what are you hoping to accomplish?"
To kill you and take all your teeth. Isn't obvious?
In the
I'm not that complicated, you know.
in the
Pretty
span
simple guy.
in the span
Simple
of
goals.
seconds in the span of seconds before guards arrive.
No? They can watch.
It's your turn, by the way.
I'll try to cut him with my dagger.
Give me your quick. Ooh.
Yay!
Very
That's
nice.
good.
Very nice. Okay, let me. I put the thing on. Seema gets his level 2 consequence. What would you like it to be called?
Oh man. Is there some sort of a pun to be made? So level 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's like
nothing too severe.
barely scratched
Okay. Okay, I get it.
because of bear. He's a panda.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I get it. Okay. There it is. He groans in pain and will try to swipe at you.
I will roll back.
Give me a quick. You
Yay!
can do so and create an advantage. What's your advantage called?
They see me rolling.
Okay.
They hating. You don't need to include the second part, but
Sure.
that's the song.
Yeah, it is. Okay, it is your turn.
I'll try to slash him again.
Give me a quick. Okay, you deal 2 damage to him. He will try to swipe at you back. How do you defend yourself?
I'll roll again.
Okay.
Oh,
Nice, nice. Okay, it is your turn.
come on. Just surrender and let me take all your teeth. That was much easier.
You realize how ridiculous that is. You do hear like commotion nearby, like armored boots walking nearby. And Sima says, I only have to wait a couple more seconds.
You do realize you're a foreign monster and I'm a dwarf. Who are they going to trust? Come on.
All I see is a foul, violent dwarf attacking an innocent Pandaren.
I'm a champion of Azeroth. You're a thief. That's how they're gonna see it.
And who's got the money to make them believe? He smiles. He smiles with his eyes at you.
Money can't buy everything, Sima.
I wonder about that.
Uh,
Just walk
I-
away. Just walk away, Captain Bladebeard. I'll say I tripped and fell.
I have a better idea. And I'll cut him again.
Give me a quick.
8.
Okay.
Oh.
He takes his level 4 consequence. What is it called?
4? Something a bit nastier. Any ideas?
Grisly wound.
Yeah, it has to be that. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. On his turn, he will attempt to slash you back.
Yeah, I'll roll again.
Give me a quick. And you take
I'll use my they see me rolling to add 2.
They hate him, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
It is your turn. Above board, you can tell from the footsteps of the guards that they will arrive at the start of the next round.
All right. I need to kill him in this turn. I'll try to cut his head off.
Okay, give me a quick. Okay, that's
And I'll use all the consequences I gave him
okay.
to add 4, so 10.
That would mean he would take his level 6 stress, his level 6 consequence, but he still has his level 1 stress and is thus not knocked out of the fight.
Actually, I mean, I already said it. Maybe it would be better if I re-rolled at least once. Can I take it back?
Yes, of course, of course.
Alright, I'll re-roll and then add 2.
Okay, I'm assuming you're using...
No,
Bane.
that actually... I need just one more point, right?
You need to make a 7-point difference because he has his level 6 consequence and his level 1 stress left.
Yeah, I need 11.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll try.
You're re-rolling. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
I'll re-roll and add +2.
re-roll first, and then we'll see what happens.
No. I'll add +2 to that, and he takes 2 damage.
Meaning his level 6 consequence. What would you like it to be called?
It can't be that he's dead, so I don't know. Um, he is.
I'm thinking of bear puns, but I can't. Nothing's coming to mind.
Do other players have any ideas?
You're
Why
trying
do you-
to
why do you
kill a
say not-
legacy character, so I'm not gonna
Pandemonium.
Why don't you say you just like knocked some of his teeth out or something? I don't know. It is a level 6 consequence.
But he has a mask. I don't know.
And you can still I don't know.
I mean, you are going for his head. I will allow it.
Alright. But the name of the consequence will be.
Something about
No,
bearing
no.
fangs, I don't know. It's funny.
I don't know, not so pretty smile.
Okay.
And he knocks out few of his teeth.
Sure. You do that, and of course he will try to slash at you back.
And I'll dodge out of the way.
Give me a quick. You do. And as guards arrive on the scene, he theatrically falls down to one knee, emphasizing his wounds, and says, "Guards, please help this foul dwarf."
And I'm going to say, "Oi, this bear man attacked me. I was defending myself." And I'll use my stunt.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
The one that says that they need to believe everything I say.
I completely forgot about that. Nice one.
You're so powerful.
Okay. Nicely done. Okay. The guards don't seem convinced by Seema's words. The head guardsman says, "Everyone calm down. Everyone calm down. We'll take you both in for questioning."
I mean, do we need to?
One of the guards goes to seize Seema. Another one walks to you, and the guard captain says, "Standard procedure."
I'm a really busy man, you know. I'm here on official business by Archmage Khadgar.
Give me a flashy, and your stunt would apply.
Sure. 1 or 3.
Time means you succeed, but something negative happens. That's not
Maybe they. Alright. What do you have in mind?
that Seema's teeth wash down a drain.
Alright. I had a similar thing in mind. Sure.
Okay. The guardsman looks at you and says, "I guess it's pretty clear what happened here." "Very well, dwarf. Can we have your name for evidence sake?"
What name should I give him? My name is Benjamin.
I knew it. I knew you were gonna do that.
Give me a sneaky. It will be difficulty 6 because you took 10 seconds to think of your own name.
Could we say that wasn't in character?
Okay, sure. Then give me a sneaky difficulty 4. No, difficult. Yeah, 4 because Benjamin's not a dwarven name.
Alright, it's a fake name.
Benjamin. Right. The guard captain looks at you suspiciously why would this innocent man lie? And he will say, you know, it's quite obvious what happened here. We do need to document this.
Fine, it's Buradin.
Give me another sneaky difficulty too. Yeah, you convince them. Says, well, that wasn't so difficult now, was it? Alright, Mr. Bird, carry on.
Alright, thank you for taking care of this disgusting monster.
Seema glares daggers at you as he's taken away. Meanwhile, as you turn back, you'll see the other guy is still happily dancing atop his mailbox.
Alright, I'll deal with Seema later. I'll go back to my crew.
Yeah. You rejoin your crew and you're free to lead them in whichever direction you please.
Alright.
Meanwhile, Benjamin or Lyri?
Lyri is going to, I guess, try to ask some guards about the location of the warlocks. So she's just gonna like try and find like the nearest guard.
Greetings.
I'm looking for this. Wait, what was his name again? Above board.
Syntherian.
I'm looking for this Syntherian fellow. I'm his lawyer. I kind of tilt down my sunglasses.
Give me a flashy difficulty 4. Right. Who's asking?
Lyri Ambasaro. I was sent here on official business from my whatever you call it.
Have you been drinking,
a
madam?
client.
Have you been drinking, madam?
No. You know what? Wait, could you like? I think my blood pressure's a little weird. Could you like try and take it? And Lyri kind of rolls down her glove.
Please, madam.
No.
I'm on duty.
Yeah. I'm really ill. Can you please try my blood pressure to make sure I'm not dying? Thank you. Lyri like shows off her like rolled down sleeve.
He takes off one of his gloves and hesitatingly puts his hand on your arm and
Lyri lets Lloyd out right now. This guy's being my pull and I don't care.
Okay. Give me a sneaky, you'll get a +1 bonus.
8.
Okay. The void immediately consumes this guy who yells out in pain and drops to his knees, clutching his head and screaming in agony.
Lyri kind of looks around and like kind of is a bit nervous. I'm trying to make sure nobody's seeing it.
Oh, you've definitely drawn everyone's attention.
Whoa, that's crazy. We need to take this guy to the wherever we're keeping all the dead people. I mean, the hospital or something. Right now.
He begins trying to claw his eyes out. Some of the townsfolk run away in a panic. Other guards go to tackle him, and 2 guardsmen approach you and say, "What's going on here? What did you do to him?"
I didn't do anything. He just went crazy. I mean, everyone was like around, right? They could see me doing nothing. I just asked for like information on my client, and he just went crazy. I'm not sure if like they put some kind of curse on him or what.
Give me a sneaky. I will spend a fate point to beat you on that.
I will spend a fate point to improve my roll.
What are you invoking?
I'm invoking
a reckless scoundrel because I'm in a bit of a reckless situation right now.
Sure, sure. Then after you say that, those two guardsmen like shake their heads and move past you, like shoving you out of the way to tend to their comrade.
Wow, that's weird. Do any of you know that like where
Stand back, citizen.
Oh, okay. Lyri kind of like looks back at him and kind of like slowly backs off.
You slowly back off. The screams of the guy still resound. Yeah, the screams of the guy can still be heard throughout the trade district.
Wow. Okay. I should probably. Huh. You know what? I'll do something else. I don't know where this guy is. Right. So. Cool. Lyri just kind of like starts to wander around Stormwind, a bit lost.
You do wander around Stormwind a bit lost. Would you like me to like roll dice to see where you would end up?
Yep.
Okay. 4. Okay. You find yourself while you're wandering at the entrance of Stormwind, exiting out the Valley of Heroes. You can clearly see the forest of Elwyn in the distance as you're walking.
Oh, okay. That must be the way out. You know what? Sure. You know what? I'll have a little stroll around the forest. I'll go meet back with Benjamin later. Lyri just kind of walks out into the forest.
Okay, you do that then. Sure.
Uh-huh.
Benjamin, what about you?
I guess we'll be heading off towards the cathedral.
Okay. Elswith will accompany you. Yeah, you head off towards the cathedral without incident. Although at one point, as you're like walking along the canals, you hear horrifying screams coming from the trade district. And Elswith like tilts her head and says, "What could that be about?"
Well, I'm not sure. It's honestly been way too crazy since I've arrived in Stormwind.
Michael Light, but things just keep getting worse and worse. You continue on your way, and you eventually wind your way into the Cathedral District. Anywhere in particular? I presume you're heading to the cathedral itself?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Once you enter the cathedral, you see like worshippers going about their business, and like clergymen doing their thing. You don't like see any sign of like whatchamacallit, like some bodies being held there. I get actually give me a careful difficulty 6. Can you tell me what you rolled? I'm currently looking at something else.
I rolled a 6, and I assume my stunt applies, so a 9.
Yeah. You will see. I can't find him on the screen, but you'll see someone who looks important, like racing back and forth where the altar would be. Why can't I find him? Yeah, someone who looks important, clothed in the garb of the priesthood.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Someone who looks important. He's clothed like a priest. He's like pacing back and forth, and like he seems to be arguing with another priest.
Okay.
And he's near the altar.
I kind of whispered to her and said, "Is that anyone important?"
That's Bishop Farting, the head of this church. Well, after what happened with old Benedictus.
Well, I'll trust your noble contacts to see if the body is here.
Oh, there he is. I finally found him. Okay. Well, should we go ask him directly? The bishop?
Sure.
Okay. She starts walking forward. Do you go with her? Okay. Great session. I should say. Skoll, how are you doing? We haven't come back to you in a hot second.
I'm alive.
Oh, sorry, I'm back.
Okay. So are you walking with her to the bishop?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
Maybe a little further behind.
Okay. She walks forward and says, Your Holiness, and the bishop turns to her. What? Oh, Lady Illyrian. Light bless you and guide you. What is it? And she looks a bit concerned and says, Your Holiness, I wanted to ask, is my brother, have you been interring any dead recently? And the bishop says, No, nothing of the sort. Who are you? Pointing at Benjamin.
I am Benjamin Aaran, sir. I am helping with the investigation.
What investigation? I keep telling everyone. All the rumors about Archbishop Benedictus are false. Are you here to ply on accusations as well?
No, we're investigating our brother's death.
And what's that got to do with me? I see we've caught you at a bad time, Your Holiness. I apologize. And he waves his hand. Yes. Scram. The church has important business to attend to. And Elswith slowly backs away with a confused expression.
That was something.
Ever since the rumors about former Archbishop Benedictus started, he's been like this.
Well, I guess we should check out the barracks.
Right. Which one?
Above board, I would probably know, right?
There's a barracks near the docks, a barracks in the old town, and a barracks in the king's castle.
Then, I guess Old Town's closer, right?
I think the dock would be closest.
Okay, then I guess we'll go there.
Okay. You go there. And honestly, as anticlimactic as it is, I think it's as good a spot as any to end today's session. What do you guys think?
I think it's a fine
sure.
spot.
Yeah.
Okay. What are your thoughts on today's session?
Pretty hectic. We've become somehow more separated than before.
It wasn't as exciting as the previous session, but stuff did happen. Plot did happen.
Buhd is with Ogre guys now.
He is. Thank you, by the way, again, Skoll, for designing those NPCs and their stories. Well, obviously I tinkered with them, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on say the characters you met today, how they acted, etc., etc. Oh, the chair squeaking, all that good stuff.
Yeah, the chair squeaking. That's very important. It's almost as
Pretty
important
cool.
as the crate from the last episode.
Yeah.
Well, I am glad you didn't kill Seema, but yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I failed to kill him.
I mean, I can guarantee that he'll be out to get you.
I'll be out to get him.
Well, good.
He's my rival now.
I honestly didn't. I guess yeah, I guess that would have happened considering how you parted. I was just slightly surprised that that's the direction things went with him.
Yeah, he's bad. He needs to die.
I mean, he's bad. I don't know if he's as bad as you are, but yeah.
Sure. Yeah, but it was a fun episode.
Yeah.
I like when we are grouped together more than when we are separated, and now we are all.
Who split apart?
Yeah.
I mean, I do too. There's a lot more like ways to bounce off each other, you know.
I agree with you guys. Unfortunately, that's just like the way the story went. Especially with Skoll. I'm sorry that like we didn't have like more stuff concerning you. Like we had a big chunk at the beginning and then like radio silence.
That's okay. We just means we'll get more with Buhd, I guess, next time. It's I mean, Buhd's by himself, so it's like understandable that we wouldn't have too many things with him because it's like, you know,
But now we're all
1v1
by
rather than.
ourselves.
I mean, I almost thought that Bladebeard was gonna end up with like Sima or whatever in the Ogre cult or whatever that's going on. Like I thought that, like, they'd be like,
Oh, we would end up as gladiators as well.
yeah, we would have had Gladiator Bladebeard and Gladiator Sima.
Oh, that would be fun. But I'm a good liar.
He is. It says on
Apparently.
his character
Yeah.
sheet. Thoughts on like the other characters you guys have met today? Elswith, the gnome, Bishop Farthing. I don't know if there was anyone else.
This is probably a spoiler, and I don't know if you're going to tell me or not, but is the human lady that was with Buhd the daughter of the noblewoman? Because they look kind of similar from the picture you sent me.
It would be a spoiler to say yes or no.
Okay.
But I guess I will confirm that they're different characters. Above board to the viewers, Thompshire made a render of Lady Whitley based on like the character I designed, and since I did not use the render, you guys can assume that that person is not Lady Whitley. Yeah. I want to ask you for like your more opinions from you, Skoll, but I'm not sure how to ask those opinions from you without like spoiling stuff, as in you designed those characters, and I'm not sure how much you want to tell the viewers. I think I'll leave it up to you, in your hands, how much you want to tell the viewers.
In terms of the ogres that Buhd met?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's fine to kind of explain it because right now, given the circumstances, it's neither of the characters know, so I feel like it's appropriate to address it. Be like, okay, this ogre here did this ogre did that. So I could probably do that
if you want. And also if the other players want, up to them.
You cut out there.
If you want, and also if the other players want.
Yeah, if anyone wants to ask me either, that also works. But I'm down for either or questions about them.
I have a question in mind, but I think I kind of forgot. I think I was gonna ask, like, all the ogres you designed, are they all related to you in some way, or is it just, oh, you designed a bunch of ogres, some that are and some
They
that aren't?
are. They're all related to Bud's backstory. Yes,
Okay,
they have the ones that I designed. All knew Bud before he became Bud.
okay, makes sense.
But as clearly shown, the one that looks a lot like Bud also has memory problems for some reason. Which I don't know what happened with that, but hey.
I put the free Buhd met on screen just for reference's sake. Well, on screen for the players, but yeah.
So I can explain each one if people want. Since I guess that was
If you guys want, I'm not asking because I know.
Yeah, sure.
all right. So the spiky dude that looks a lot like Bud, that was the ogre who actually not took Bud's spiky horn, but was the one who instigated the rebellion against Bud of toppling Bud over and replacing him. The two-headed ogre is an advisor sort of ogre, basically a very schemer. Think of like Skoll, but like less insane. He's an ogre warlock, and he works for whoever is the highest bidder or in power. So at one point he worked for Bud, and then another point he worked for the guy who looks a lot like Bud.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then sorry, go ahead.
Oh, you go ahead.
In that regard, are both his horns supposed to be broken?
For the two-headed warlock guy, no.
Yeah.
Also, Skoll did not design the other ogres with broken horns. It's a story element that I added.
Yeah, that's an element that Teeironor added, and it's kind of funny because when I was designing it, I actually was like, oh yeah, I could actually probably have it so only this guy has his horn to showcase that he's in charge, that he's the top dog, and in like a form of like who's the alpha and who's the beta sort of deal. So it's funny that Teeironor did the same thing, except nope, he lost his horn too. So it's interesting the way Teeironor took it. I was kind of surprised when he went that direction, but it's fascinating, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I have my own stuff in mind, obviously.
And
Go ahead.
I was gonna explain the third ogre.
Yeah.
Third ogre, he was one of the lackeys to the top dog ogre. He didn't like Bud. And he's very dumb. Like he's really dumb. He's the dumbest ogre, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I have Skoll designed a couple more characters that obviously haven't shown up yet, and obviously I have my own ideas about them.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. What about the other 3/4 of the party? Again, what did you think of the NPCs you met in this session?
The gnome seems interesting as a 7 agent and stuff. That sounds fun. Who else did we meet? The noble girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel terrible.
Yeah, and also the bishop, although you only met him briefly. The bishop is the only lore character of the bunch on that note.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. that about covers it. Any other thoughts regarding our session?
I think the only thing I have to say is that I'm actually really excited to see what's going to happen next.
I'm very excited too. I obviously have some stuff in mind, but we'll see what happens. You guys have already derailed me plenty. But yeah. Any other thoughts for our viewers before we go into our shoutouts?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, thank you to everyone for watching and listening to us. I would very much like to ask these lovely people to talk about themselves, and the dice that I just rolled in the background have decided that Zelris should go first. Could you please go ahead, Zelris, and talk about yourself? Zelris?
I'm gonna guess she went AFK.
Sure.
Or she fell asleep or something, I'm not sure.
Sure. In case we can't get a hold of her, she does really well done machinima stuff on her YouTube that you can see on screen, and also like posts memes and such on Twitter, and go and check her out. She is pretty awesome. Okay, and if she comes back, we can rope her back in to talk about herself. Okay, next, according to the dice I rolled, would be Mr. Skoll Shorties. Could you please go ahead and talk about yourself?
Go ahead, Skoll.
Oh, Zelris. Hello.
Hi. Oh, sorry. I put the headphone over a few seconds. Hi. What?
You got to go first on the self-promotion thing, and I talked about you.
Oh, sorry. I was like BRB for a second. And I didn't think.
Don't worry. I talked about your stuff already, but feel free to also like.
No, it's fine. Go ahead. Let's go.
Okay. Check Zelris out. Links on screen and in the description. Skoll, please go ahead.
Alright. Hi, I'm Skoll Shorties. I played as Buhd, and I make machinima. I make WoW lore videos, speculations, reactions, a lot of just stuff on WoW, usually. I even do like what if scenarios sometimes. And in the future, maybe I'll do more stuff besides WoW, but the moment, mostly WoW stuff. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter, and obviously on YouTube. And I just made an announcement of my series that I'm doing. So, and that's gonna take some time, but yeah.
Nice. Definitely check Skoll out. I always admire your optimism, Skoll, regarding everything. You have a heart that I could never have.
Apparently, a lot of people tell me that, but that's just me. I'm very optimistic.
I hope you never change in that regard. Thank you, Skoll. Next, according to the dice I rolled, would be Mr. DoomGoblin. Could you please go ahead?
Yeah, sure. It's me, Mr. DoomGoblin. I do art and draw stuff, and you can find me on the links on the screen. Like, for example, my Twitter, @DoomGoblin. And yeah, no real plans in mind, but I'll probably draw something that's like guaranteed. So yeah, follow me.
Check out his Twitter right now. His profile picture is actually kind of hilarious. I'm sorry that I don't have it on screen at the moment.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, DoomGoblin. And next would be Sir Thompshire, the owner of the channel you guys are watching on. Could you please go ahead?
Yeah, well, you're already here. You probably know who I am. I make machinima like once in a blood moon, but aside from that, you can find me on Twitter, where I sometimes post some character concepts and whatever, and I also post all the renders from the episodes, so check it out as well.
Sir Thompshire does absolutely great work and is definitely worth checking out. Thank you. And I was your GM, Game Master Teeironor. When I have time, which isn't very often, I'll be honest, and real life has been very fucking hectic in the past few weeks. I do videos on video game lore and mixing it with history, and other than this series, I'm also planning another TTRPG series that might be starting soon. If we get through some scheduling issues, we'll see. Best case scenario, it will start almost immediately after this episode ends, but I'm not an optimistic person by heart, so there you go. All our links are in the description below. So, dear viewers, thank you once again for watching and listening to us. We shall be back next week on my channel, Teeironor, and we'll see you all there as the plot continues to unravel. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye bye.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.